If you're trying to manage a virtual team, you're in the right spot because out of the 11 companies in my portfolio, all of those have at least some virtual team members. And more than half of those companies are now more than 80% virtual, meaning that almost every single employee we have is working from their home, at least part of the time. And they're very productive. But it was a horribly rocky road to get to that point. I mean, years back, when I very first started the whole virtual thing, most of the people on our team were less productive when they were at home as opposed to when they actually came into the office. And I think that was probably because I felt a little bit less accountable when they were at home. And there's a big benefit, right? There's a lot of big benefits to both in-office teams as well as virtual teams, even hybrid teams, right? Was a little bit of both. But I think it's very important that no matter what model you go with, that you not listen to any one person because you're going to get people who say one's better than the other. But that's not for you, right? I would make it a study in your life. And then I would talk to lots of businesses and read lots of books and then copy the most successful cultures of whatever model you decide on, preferably one that's inside of your industry. Now, when I went mostly virtual, it saved me a lot in mortgages, a lot in rents because I had multiple locations. But it also took me over a year to create a culture of growth, one that motivates and rewards people for taking ownership of their job and also becoming autonomous without actually having to be in the office where they feel supervised. And that's a big, big accomplishment. And what I found was that it's a different process, right? It's totally different, not just in hiring and onboarding team members who are mostly virtual, but managing them is totally different also. And also developing leaders inside of a virtual environment is totally different too. I mean, I think it's kind of better, at least for me. But it's definitely not the same as when people were in the same office as I was. And if I kept trying to grow without adapting my management model, I probably would have failed. And it probably would have been a slow, grueling experience as I trickled down that horrible slope. And by the way, I've looked at really large office spaces several times since then, thinking I might go back to it. And each time I kind of go through this exercise of measuring cost and productivity. And so far, what's always won is a small office space with a few people. And over the years, that's kind of varied from 3 to 12 people in the office. And then everybody else on our team is virtual. And if you follow any of my companies online, you know that our newest venture, the newest company that we have in California, has 38 team members, all of which are not only virtual, but many of them are independent contractors. And the great majority of those people have been with us for over a year now, and each one takes ownership of their actions and of the deadlines that they're responsible for. And we manage them all with 8 tools. And I'm going to share them with you right now. But as I go through these, tell me in the comments below if you agree with them or if maybe you have a tip that works better for you for those times when people are working virtual in your business. So please go ahead and share those with me in the comments if you have any. First, we have clear systems that everybody uses, starting with our process org charts so that everyone knows who to go to when they have questions or that they need assets to accomplish a project. And we also have clearly defined communication pathways. So everybody connects with each other on the exact same platforms. And when you have at least those 2 systems in place, your team becomes crystal clear on how to communicate and who to communicate to in order to get things done. And we found that helps everybody on our team to feel more unified and to stay highly productive no matter where they set up their office. Second, we have clear metrics that they need to meet and also deadlines for each segment of each project. And third, we have a culture that rewards people for supporting each other in reaching their targets, right? That's huge, that people help each other. Fourth, we have team leaders who are there to answer questions, but also to hold everybody on their team accountable so that everybody is moving forward. And fifth, we run daily structured meetings so that everybody feels like they're part of the team and knows exactly how valuable their work is to the company's success. And that's also where anybody who needs help with an obstacle can get it fast, because what slows most things down in business is not a giant catastrophe like most people think. It's normally just one obstacle that just one person has that they're trying to push through all by themselves. But when you have daily meetings, it gives your team a chance to support each other and blast through the majority of obstacles in a few minutes or an hour, where it might have taken that one person working alone a whole day, maybe a week, or even more to solve it by themselves. Sixth, we have regular performance appraisals, and we do those at least once every 6 months. And That's so that each person's key responsibilities are always kind of in the forefront of their minds. Because one of the things that slows an employee's performance down, especially when they're working virtually, is that they start doing a bunch of other tasks that they think are important, which means they're spending less and less and less and less time on the most important tasks that the company needs them to do. But when you meet with your team at least every 6 months and show them how great they're doing on the tasks that need to get done, then they're always clear on what to focus their time on, and that's huge. Seventh, we reward people for meeting and exceeding expectations. And eighth, everybody on our team gets daily inspirational emails from me, which are kind of just a few sentences or a quote or whatever it is that I like that unites them, right, as a team, but also keeps people moving forward as individuals. Now, whether it's these 8 things exactly, or another set of tools that you use in your business, having structure around your virtual team will help them feel like a real team. And what you'll probably find is that your people will start taking ownership of the tasks necessary to grow your business. Now, tell me in the comments below if you use any other tactics to help your virtual team to excel in your business too.